Hey everyone, welcome to the Morning Brew. Today I am very excited to introduce you to my friend Anna, who is our guest. Now, you may not have met Anna, however, you've probably seen Anna. If you've been a part of our online services, you've probably seen her in the chat welcoming you on a Sunday morning, sharing links like giving or taking prayer requests or maybe even Alpha. We just ended up doing our third Alpha together, Anna.
Yes.
So I'm really excited to, welcome everyone in to say hello to you, to, put a face to the name that they've seen online, and just to have a little conversation. So how are you?
Good. Thanks for having me this morning.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
This is a really special place. It's really neat to see the video and everywhere. Like, what are you doing in the filming, the background, and the chair and the setup? It's like, oh my goodness, this is cool. This is really cool.
Yeah, it's one thing, I guess, to see, the Morning Brew watching on the screen when you're at home, but then to come into the studio and see, like, oh, what does it actually look like?
I know.
Is Brandon super short? And he, does he stand up? Like, who is this
really
guy?
He's really nice and warm. He's a really nice guy.
Oh, I tried.
You gotta, if you have a chance to come to HI, you gotta meet him in person. He's really awesome.
Yes, absolutely. One thing I want to chat about together today is our online ministry specifically is growing. So we've said a few times, we've been working behind the scenes, working towards live streaming. In a couple of months, you're going to be tuning in Sunday mornings and you'll see Ajax, you'll see the band live, you'll see Pastor John or whoever is, teaching God's word that morning live here in Ajax. And it's a little bit more lively, right? Like we record everything throughout the week and it plays on Sundays, and it served a great purpose, right? A lot of people have been encouraged and impacted by that. But as we continue to grow as a church, we're developing new things with technology, and we're really excited to kind of move into this next stage of what online looks like.
Right.
So Anna, I want to just start off by, how did you first start serving online? You were serving before I was the online pastor with Pastor Holly. Yes. What was that like? How did that journey start with you?
Well, I guess the journey started in 2021, around the time that nobody wants to remember. And I moved to Bowmanville not long before that, and then everything just shut down. And I just feel like I need to do something. I need to participate. I want to feel like this is my family, and I want to join the family and do something. And then I saw somebody's recruiting online chat host. This was back in, Sarah, you remember Sarah?
Absolutely.
that generation.
Sure.
So back then, and Sarah approached us, and she goes anybody is interested? And I thought okay, I'll give it a try. But I gotta say, Brandon, I am a little bit worried when I got started, because I'm not really good with technology. I was like, okay, what am I doing here?
Sure.
So I want to tell all of you guys, if I can do it, anybody can do it.
And Anna, since then, you've become a pro, right? How many Sundays have you been on there, by yourself? Someone calls in sick, or even, we've run the Alpha course. We're now saying 3 times. We've run the Alpha course together, which has been amazing as another opportunity to serve online. And it's kind of interesting. We had a similar thing when you joined Alpha for the first time. I remember we jumped on a phone call, because I think it was just on a Sunday morning. We were saying, hey, Alpha's coming up. If you're interested in being a part of it, or maybe you would consider serving with Alpha, hey, pray into this. And I remember you called me and you said, hey, again, there's a need. Tell me a little bit about this. What is this online thing? How does this work? And now you've gone through and you've done this 3 times now.
Right.
Isn't that incredible?
I know, it's incredible when God is like whispering something to you, and you're like, really? You're calling me to do what? I do not know anything about technology, but I'm really thankful.
Sure.
Really thankful to people, for people like you. It's always there, encouraging, helping. It's what am I doing? This is not working. And there's always people backing me up.
Sure.
So I just feel okay, I'm not alone. I have a team here, and it's always a great opportunity to learn something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's how I think I got started there.
And I think it's nice that we can see when God calls us into something, right? Especially when it's something we've never done before. We go God, is it me? Me? Did you not? I don't know. Was this meant for somebody else? And the wind brought it over. What is going on?
I know.
When God calls us to something, we know that He's going to equip us into the skills that we're going to need, the community around us to support us as we step into this. And you've just flourished within online ministry, which is always such an encouragement to see. And I'm thankful, for all that you've brought into the online ministry. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you. I'm actually very thankful for this opportunity for me to grow, for me to learn something. And it was just this past Sunday, I learned something new again with technology, which I didn't expect to. I was like, okay.
There's always a benefit to it.
Yeah.
So 2 things we'll chat about today briefly. As the online ministry is growing, our hope is that more people will be tuning in online and would consider supporting this ministry. We mentioned 2 things that you've done, both Alpha, which we'll talk about first because we just kind of finished that up recently, but then the online Sunday morning chat host position, connecting with people on a Sunday morning. Let's start with Alpha though. For someone that is interested in potentially serving online with Alpha in the future when the next one comes, talk a little bit about the experience, because maybe they've heard about it in person. We gather around at a table, share a meal. What are you doing during Alpha? You've kind of done a few different positions, right? From the leader to the helper to different things. But what is that like serving, and why have you now done it 3 times? Because you could have, stopped after the first one and said, hey, I don't think this is quite the right position, but you've continued to do it. What's had you continue serving in that area?
Again, I don't feel like I'm serving. I feel I'm learning. Every single time when I am hosting or helping out with Alpha, I can really hear like God is always like speaking through certain things, or even like the participant questions. When they ask a question, it makes me kind of like stop and pause and think and reflect. And a lot of times it humbles me down, because sometimes you feel like, oh, I've done it 3 times. I kind of know the answer, or how to like come back with an answer with those questions. And then sometimes you're like, wait a minute, no, actually, I got to learn something. It really humbles me down.
Yeah. It really sounds like you're putting efforts into something, but what you're receiving from it is so much greater.
Oh, it's such a blessing.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's not the reason, you're not serving to get something out of it, but the result of it is that there's so much that's coming back.
I feel like this is more to start with obedience first. When you hear God is whispering to you, and when you pay attention to his voice, you're like, okay, I'll give it a try. And in the Bible, it says like he never leaves us.
Sure.
He's always there to help us. And I really experience it with the community, with the team, and all the staff is always backing me up. I'm never alone. So
That's great. Yeah, and I think that's a good point to mention too, being never alone. Thankfully with Alpha, we've had a great team. Like, of course, our friend Phil Feltham, perhaps Phil's watching now, hello. But there's other people that are around you, right? So anything that you're stepping into, it's not, hey, go do this on your own. Now, of course, there's been certain weeks where, someone gets sick, another leader can't make it, and you've ran it on your own, but that's not the regular occurrence, right? We try and have lots of support around those things.
Well, even though when you say I'm alone, but I'm always thankful. Like, you're just one text away.
Sure.
If something happened, I will quickly, on the side, I'll quickly text Brandon, is this happening? Do you see this happening? Can you help me? And usually within seconds or a minute, you will come back with an answer, or let me look into it.
Yeah.
So I never really feel alone. I might be alone at home doing it on the computer, but no, I'm never alone.
Customer service.
Yeah, I guess you can say that.
That's good. Why don't we chat a little bit about Sunday mornings? Sunday mornings, of course, you're probably watching right now on a Sunday morning in between services, and the chat host, what are the main purposes that you're doing as the chat host? Because when you walk into church, there's a greeter, right? Someone shakes your hand, someone says hello. But online, it's very convenient. Like, it serves a different purpose if someone can't come into into church. But in the same way that they're not able to say hello to someone in person, what is the chat host doing on a Sunday morning?
Well, to start off with, chat host, it's basically the greeter. So when you see our name pop up, we're actually not a robot, it's a real person here.
There's no AI in church.
Yeah, there's no AI. It's all real person, and it's all live. So come on and say hi. I'll roll right away, of course, is being a greeter. And I would say sometimes it's traffic controlling.
Okay.
Yeah, and somebody will be asking a question, and you're there, okay, this is where I can direct you to find the answer. Or if somebody like in the middle of the service it's requesting prayers, we'll send them to the link or get some information and help as much as we can.
It's almost like a concierge. Like you go into like a fancy hotel,
True.
and hey, we're here to serve you whatever you need. You know, enjoy the service. If you have any questions, we'd love to help direct you. We'd love to welcome you. We'd love to pray with you.
Yeah.
But if you don't need anything, you know, we're just here at the side waiting. Whatever you could possibly need.
Or even just to chit chat and say, hey, where are you from?
Yeah.
How's the weather? I have people like tuning in from Japan.
Yeah.
Or in South Africa. I'm always like interested, like, how's the weather over there?
Yeah.
Did you have like, what time is it? Are you having breakfast or are you having dinner or something? So it's really interesting.
That's always an interesting thing, especially as online continues to grow into places outside of Canada.
Yeah.
Right? Just to see like you said, oh, someone from Japan tuned in. You go like, oh, what time is it? Like, is it the middle of the night? Why are you watching church at this time? We're like, what are you doing?
Right?
What's it like over there? Which is kind of cool because we're reminded that God is working all around the world. And there's lots of churches, right, that are doing online services and lots of local churches all over the world that are doing fantastic things. But it's cool that we get to see these little glimpses of people all over that are tuning in, or even sometimes people are just traveling, right, on vacation, but hey, I still wanted to continue with the sermon series or something like that. So it's really cool to see the purpose that online has kind of grown into, and the people that are being served through this special ministry.
Right.
Yeah. One last question I want to ask you. Okay. If someone is interested in considering serving online, they still have questions, what would you say to them to encourage them to, consider being a part of this? And maybe in part of that, what's your favorite thing about serving online right now?
My favorite thing is I always learn something new. And if you guys come on and say hi, and I learn about like different people, and sometimes some names pop up regularly, I feel like I am part of the family. And this is my favorite. And I want to encourage everybody, if online, it's your site and it's your family site, come participate in our family business. It's always fun. Yeah.
It is always fun.
Yeah.
It's good to see you. And of course, the other leaders, Brigitte, Linda, you've probably seen in the chat. Maybe they're on there right now as well. We just want to say on behalf of Sanctus, thank you to you and to them and everyone that has played a part in online, from setting up cameras to making sure that the back end all works and that the YouTube things work. And there's so much that goes into doing an online service that you don't even you turn on the TV and it works. Right. You go, oh, this is fantastic. But all the people behind the scenes that are serving and the ways that God has gifted them, it's so cool to see it come together to produce this thing now that when Connect cards come in, or someone does click the link, I need prayer, or someone's learning about a spiritual gift, you go, oh yeah, like this was all worth it. The efforts that we put forth have now helped someone grow in their faith, or encourage them to get connected into community. And it's a really special thing to be involved in.
For sure. So I really encourage you guys to come and say hi. Just type in your name, where you're from, and we're not AI, we're a real person. And number two, I really like to encourage everybody, if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Sure. That's great. Well, hey, maybe that's a good spot to leave it for this week. Anna, thank you so much for your time coming on to be with us.
Thanks
Great
for
to see you.
me.
And I hope that we'll be able to show some of the other online team as well in the coming months on the Morning Brew, to share about who are the faces behind the screen, because it's so important, right?
Yeah.
But friends, next week, or until next week, the Morning Brew is brewed to inspire and it's served to equip you. God bless you, and we'll see you next week on the Morning Brew.
Have a good week.